What's happening, y'all, and welcome back. This is episode 177 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the number one Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub. I am your host, Lord Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined as always by someone who's stealing my look this week, Mara the Shark Watkins.
I'm not stealing the look. I literally just can't. I can't not have glasses on. I don't know where mine are.
Yeah, stealing my look. It's fine. You may have a reason for stealing my look, but you're stealing my look.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. No, we don't have time to talk about your thievery of my gimmick right now. We can move on because what we're here to talk about is the Arrowverse on the CW. You know, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning, Batwoman, Stargirl, Superman and Lois, you know, all of them. Naomi, that's 1, 2 now. Whether we want to accept it or not, it's one of them. But yeah. So let's talk about them. We got 3 of them this week. 1 returning, 2 that are still going, 1 that we're wondering why it's still going. But where do you want to go? Where do you want to start?
Let's just start with Naomi because it was an interesting episode. It's probably the first episode that's probably kind of gotten my attention. It piqued my interest a little bit, but still just opened so many more questions.
Yeah, you suddenly just got really loud. Hold on. How did that happen? Hold on. It's not you, it's me.
I was like, my hands are literally sitting under the desk holding each other.
I'm sitting here looking at this. I just went to my setting like, how did she get so loud? I did not change that, but you know. Okay. But anyway, you were saying.
Open so many questions and that they're gonna drag out to get us the answers.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. So this episode kicks off. They're still inside Star Labs. Naomi wakes up and she just sees Zumbato just whooping some ass. You know, he's just whooping all the ass. Apparently, the Star Labs building suppresses their abilities because that's a thing.
Seems necessary, I guess.
Yeah, and Zumbato shows her a thing that he can do called mental teleportation, which basically allows her to basically like see the memories that he has and like kind of relive them and all that.
Feel them.
Yeah. So she's like experiencing his memories, and apparently he used to be fun. Like, you know.
Apparently he's be nice.
He used to be likable, you know. He starts showing her Earth 29. Apparently, this is before it all went bad. Everything was all good at the time. While that's happening, Annabelle goes to Naomi's house looking for her because she didn't show up to the game. Parents don't know where she's at either. They think she's at the game, and so Annabelle just covers for her and looks and sees like
really poorly.
Yeah, but they fall for it because they're distracted by their pizza oven. Apparently,
distracted by.
Yeah. So apparently on Earth 29, Zumbato was like just out working his job, and a bunch of meteors that were like purple, like came and crashed on Earth or some shit. I don't know. And that's when people got powers, 29 of them to be exact. During that time, Annabelle goes to Dee's place looking for Naomi.
All over the town, just looking for her.
Yeah. Just in there, just going all through his shit too. And it's just like, what are you doing? And he comes in like, yo, what the fuck is up? And she tries to lie, and he knows she's full of shit. Rolled real high on that insight check there. But yeah, 29 people on Earth 29 apparently had powers. Somebody was telling her, was showing her more than telling her.
And that they were kind of like little mini heroes, but they weren't claiming that title.
Yeah, they were just helping people out. You know, we looked out for people.
And some reason their planet was dying.
Yeah, probably like I said, has something to do with the meteors, most likely. But
Mm-hmm.
let's see. But apparently Naomi's abilities are like making Zumbato's memories come to life. So like leaves and shit were appearing like where they are and everything. It was crazy.
They were like, what the fuck?
So apparently the 29 were being hunted by this dude named Brutus. Um, we don't know much about Brutus other than the fact that he was just hunting them down.
And he stabbed Caesar. Or he's the reason why Caesar got stabbed.
Who's Caesar?
Brush up on your Shakespeare.
I was about to say, like Caesar Augustus, Julius Caesar, like
Yeah.
Little Caesar.
Not Little Caesars, no.
Anyway, apparently Akira, you know, the white lady, believes that Zumbato betrayed the 29 to Brutus.
It's weird watching her on this show because she's from SVU. She used to be like an ADA and she was on there for a while. So it's really weird seeing her in a new role like this.
So yeah, they're trying to escape from Star Labs all this time. And eventually Zumbato just says, like, yo, you run, I'm gonna give myself up so you can get the fuck up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Naomi just doesn't listen. So she goes back in looking for him. This time she's able to destroy Dr. Bell's machine.
She overloaded it.
Yeah, they escape. D shows up and helps them get the fuck up out of there. We also find out during this episode, apparently Naomi's parents were 2 of the 29.
And Brutus is hunting them because he was threatened by the creation of a new bloodline.
But yeah, apparently Naomi's parents were the only ones that believed Zumbato was innocent, and he was told just to look out for her, keep an eye on her.
And he'd been watching over her all these years,
yeah,
all over the world,
while looking all evil in medicine and shit. But he was actually
right,
just watching
and very obvious.
Yeah. Apparently, the bounty hunter that went after her recently was not the first to go after her. Brutus just been sending folks after her all this time. But yeah, he's been looking out for her.
Kind of reminds me of that reveal in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows when you realized how much on Harry's side Snape really was.
Okay.
Always.
I wouldn't know, but I feel you. But yeah, that was it for Naomi this week. There's no new episode next week, so don't go looking for it. They're back in 2 weeks.
All right, let's go to...
No.
I mean, fine, okay. Good night. I was just like, is he breathing? It's like, am I frozen?
That's the key. You got to hold your breath so people can't really tell. You just got to pick a pose that you can hold and then hold your breath.
I just had like the darkest of thoughts, and I will not say it on the podcast.
Why not?
Oh no, it felt very touchy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we've said worse before.
I was going to say that just felt like you just gave me a tip on how to survive like a mass shooting or something.
Yeah, that was dark. But
yeah, you see what I mean? Like,
however, you're not wrong.
Teen slasher.
Too late. You already said school shooting. Or
And
mass
I
shooting.
said, yeah, I
Mass
said
shooting.
mass shooting.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Pick something you can hold that, and then hold your breath. But anyway, where are we going next?
Let's do the Flash. The Flash is back.
Flash is back.
Because there's Batwoman and Legends are off for now, I guess.
Well,
in the
season
wind.
ended. Yeah.
Yeah, the seasons are over.
All right, so this one kicks off at the Barry and Iris vow renewal. We saw that.
Oh, we haven't said the names of the episodes.
Oh, yeah. What's the name of this episode?
Well, the name of Naomi's episode was I Am Not a Used Car Salesman.
Okay.
And then this episode of The Flash is called Impulsive Excessive Disorder.
I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode kicks off with Barry and Iris doing their vow renewal, and the folks are all there. And after that,
all the cute oohs and ahs.
Yeah. And after that, Bart and Nora, they return to the future just to make sure everything is all right. They, checking shit all the way. But then all of a sudden there's like a wave and things changed.
Jay's alive. And then he starts talking about some other lady who's his wife. And then they're just like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And it's not their Aunt Joan.
Yeah, some Rose was her name, right?
Yeah. Or Ivy, something like, it was something floral.
Yeah. So they're like, we got to figure out what's changed. We don't know what the fuck happened. What did we do? Apparently Bart saved Jay, so that's a thing. But at the same time, it's just like he didn't have all that angst against Godspeed, so like that changed other things too. He approaches things differently if he saved Jay,
Yeah.
But we're not gonna get into all that, all the different kind of fluxities that would happen if he, But anyway, so they're researching. Apparently, we get a Booster Gold sighting. Let's see. So basically, got to go back to 2013 and stop Joe from getting shot during a jewelry heist or jewelry theft. Somebody robbing the jewelry store. I don't know if we call that a heist. He called it a heist, but
I would call it a theft. Heist feels like there's a lot more plan to it and a team.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything about how crime works.
We've seen movies. So also they go back to 2013 and they pretend to be interns in the, Central City PD.
This is when Barry's still in the coma from being shocked by lightning.
Yeah. So particle accelerator has just exploded. So, people are still discovering they got powers and everything. This is like when Joe first tries to shoot his shot with Cecile, but he strikes out completely. She is not having it right now.
She's not in a good place.
Yeah, she had just gotten divorced. So yeah, she hates all of those of us with penises. They also see Eddie, and I'm like, oh shit, Eddie Thawne.
I was like, they keep doing anything to give that man like a random check.
Yeah. I see. So then they're in line to get coffee because they're pretending to be interns, and Eddie sent them to get coffee.
And they meet some girl named Avery.
That's her name? Okay, I was gonna ask you. But yeah, Bart's clearly into her, and there's that. So at this point, Joe and Eddie are partners, new partners. And apparently Joe wasn't even supposed to be at the jewelry theft. So we didn't even address that. So like, how do we, like, why didn't y'all try to stop him from being there? Because if he wasn't supposed to be there, how did he end up there?
Right. Like
like we didn't address that at all. And I got questions. How did he end up there? What happened? What changed before that had him be there? But anyway, there's a casino heist being planned by some meta who figures out that she's a meta and all that earlier than she should have, forming the Royal Flush Gang early. She's a telepath. She is Queen from the Royal Flush Gang. All that. Joe does not like Eddie right now. So that's the thing. Then we got Bart feeling shitty about himself because he failed, and he was like, "I could never be the Flash. I'm just so bad at this." And I'm just like, "For fucking up the timeline, really? Really? You think Barry didn't do this every other week? Like there's a whole thing. He erased people's existences and replaced them with other existences and shit.
Facts. Like different versions of themselves.
Yeah, like Flashpoint is a whole thing. Like, yeah. So to try to fix things, they go to old girl from the coffee line. What was her name again?
Avery.
Yeah, and they go to see her. Basically, what they got to do is there's this casino heist that happens and a bunch of people die. What they got to do is let the casino heist happen, but save everybody from dying because apparently it's a fixed point now, even though it's what's the time fucking up thing called?
Temporal. I did write it. Temporal.
What do the legends call it?
They call it a temporal wave.
No, that's not what they call it. That's what happens when there's a time fuck up. But what's the time fuck up itself called?
Not an anomaly.
I don't think it's an anomaly. Whatever. But anyway, anachronism, is that what it is? Did I make it?
I feel like that's no, because that's what I was thinking too, but I feel like that's what they first called them. And then I think they changed it at some point.
I think I remember hearing that this season on Legends. I don't know. But anyway, if that's the case, how come Gideon never went after them?
I don't know.
Like, how come Robo Gideon never went after Bart?
Bart and Noah?
Yeah.
Can Gideon see into the future?
Yeah, she's from the future.
True.
She'd be looking back. She's looking at all the time. So, yeah, she would have seen it.
I don't know.
Yeah. How come she never went after them? But anyway, so yeah, Nora's got to find the bombs because the heist is happening. Bart's up there trying to, talk the Royal Flush Gang down, keep them from killing folks and all that while she finds the bombs. But yeah, Nora finds them, throws them, and makes it look like it's part of the fireworks and all that. People are saved, yay!
Boom, yay!
But then after that, we go back to the precinct and we see how Iris met Eddie because she was bringing, Joe some coffee because he was, working. She meets Eddie and there's a whole, meet cute moment that happens there and blah blah blah. Let's see. There's also a moment when Cecile goes. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Bart went back, but what you're up to, I think, before that. So
yeah. So Cecile goes back to Joe and apologizes for the way she was acting earlier because she was just really upset. She had just gotten divorced and all that. She's like, I'm not ready right now, though. But whoever sent me those specific flowers that they somehow knew that I love, the lilacs, they'll be the first to know when I am ready. And I was just like, damn, Joe. All right, there. All right. Because Nora told him what flowers to get.
That was some time in the making.
But yeah, so what you said, though, Bart goes back and sees old girl.
They kiss and then they leave. And all I can think is, how do y'all know that she's not going to fuck up the timeline now that she knows y'all exist?
Because they respect her as a scientist and believe she'll do the right thing.
I hope so. They go back to 2049, update Jay on everything that's happened because now Joan's back and in her rightful place. And then it flashes over to Barry and them.
Present day, yeah.
Yeah. And they're running off to
Paris
for brunch. Must be nice.
Well, it's a New Year's thing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, this brush that was on the couch
Iris's
disappears.
brush that she left sitting there. Yeah.
Disappears.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's like some leftover like time sickness shit that she had going on before or what, but
Yeah.
we
Some
don't know.
shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, so we'll see next week. That show is back next week, so we'll be able to watch that then. All right. So all we got left is Superman and Lois.
Whew.
So this episode
Called
is called what?
Antihero.
Anti-hero?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this kicks off. Superman is locked up with his bro, Tal Rho.
Locked in their red room of pain.
Yeah. And Anderson is still a dick because he's Anderson. Superman's trying to tell him that, Allie's the real threat. She's the one he's got to deal with. But he refuses because he's a dick.
The crazy part was on that when even later on when Superman said again, like, something really bad's going to happen. He's like, I don't care. And it's just like.
Yeah, because he sucks as a human being. So we got Old Man Lane and Lois talking. There's more John and Jordan tension because of the yellow kryptonite. We got YK or XK, they've been calling it now. Lana and Sarah, they're like getting all Kyle's stuff together to so we can get the fuck out their house. Jordan meets Sarah at the school. They're talking about things. She kind of snaps at him because she's upset. He's okay with it though. He's like, I get it. No worries.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Then Candace tries to give John some more of that yellow, but he's like, yo, I'm done with that shit. But then the cops show up, and so he's like stuck holding the bag, if you will, kind of trying to save Candace so she don't get caught.
Dummy.
Yeah, so Lana shows up at Lois's newspaper because she's just like, I don't know what to do because the mayor's doing some mayor shit because he's a dick. Let's see, he's like trying to run on this whole family values kind of thing. And while all that's happening, school calls Lois and, tells them what's going on with John. So she's pissed.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Last thing I ever wanted is to get a call like that from my kid's school.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly the kind of call that anybody wants to get, So let's see. Back at the holding cell, I guess you would call it. Anderson is in there and he's gonna torture Tal to get the location of Bizarro. And yeah, eventually Superman
tells him his fortress.
Yeah, it gives him the coordinates, but it's the coordinates to his fortress up in the North Pole or in the Arctic or whatever, instead of where he actually is. But in the meantime, Lois is at the house. She's just going off on John because she's like, what the fuck, kid? And she's like, you gonna tell me where you got it from and all that? And he was like, I ain't no damn snitch. So he don't snitch. Because he is not, Tekashi 6ix9ine,
I'm dead.
He is no snitch, But Lois goes to Lana to talk about John. Basically, John won't tell anybody that it was Candace that gave him the yellow.
He's being a stupidly noble, stupid kid.
Yeah. The thing is, though, the consequences of him getting in that kind of trouble is significantly different from the consequences of her getting in that kind of trouble. So
yeah.
Because in the end, he's still Lois Lane's kid. He's still, Old Man Lane's grandson. Like he's still he'll be okay.
He'll bounce back.
Yeah, she would not. So it's just.
I was like, I would let her drown in that shit. I would have never grabbed that shit from her. I'd have been like, damn, sis.
I get it. And I understand why somebody wouldn't, but I also understand why he would. So it's just like,
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, so Anderson has his troops up there at the Fortress of Solitude in the Arctic, and they find Bizarro's suit, and somehow he sees that as proof that Superman has been lying all this time.
I didn't understand the jump. I didn't understand it. I was like, where did this stretch come from?
Yeah. He's fucking insane. That's why he's tail spinning. But yeah, Superman and Tal-Rho, they're in the cell. They fake a fight so they can break out, and it works because they're stupid. And Anderson decides he's gonna take the XK so he can get super buff and go after Superman. Apparently, while they're talking to Bizarro, they find out that Tal-Rho's wife on Bizarro's Earth, who I think is Lana, tried to kill him.
Makes sense.
Because we saw her go after him. So it's just like, I think that's who it is. We don't know. He didn't actually say who it was, but I think that's who it is.
It also makes sense because the first season, when he was, lighting as Morgan Edge, it always, in my mind, I always thought that he was kind of flirting with her. So it makes sense to pair them up in an alternate world.
Yeah. So Sarah's also just really upset, and she thinks about, like, is there somebody I can talk to? Because Lana says there has to be somebody you can talk to. And she calls the girl she kissed at camp.
Yeah.
And they talk at a diner. And I'm just like, oh, okay. But apparently she's gone through the whole divorced parents thing too. So she, I get it kind of thing.
She's a good ear to lean on, a good shoulder to lean on.
Let's see. Then we got Lois talking to John again. He's going to get expelled unless he can prove the XK isn't his, and he still won't snitch. So, like, all right.
So now life is going to be rough for Jonathan.
I mean, how rough can it really be, though?
Right.
He said he's a white male who's the son of a famous journalist and also the son of like the favorite person in all the town, so and like former head of the DOD is, his grandfather. He'll be okay.
Right.
But yeah, Anderson shows up at the fortress, finally figures out where they are, and tries to shoot Bizarro with kryptonite. It doesn't work. It won't penetrate the prison.
He tries to stab him at one time when they're fighting, and then he's like, Bizarro looks and he's like, thanks, and like shoves that shit into his chest.
Yeah. So before that, though, he tries to shoot Superman with the kryptonite, and Tal-Rho jumps in the way and blocks the shit.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I really thought they were gonna kill him because I was like, once he had gotten out, I was like, damn, what are they gonna do with his story now? I really don't want him to become a bad guy again.
Yeah.
But then we see what happens towards the end.
Yeah. So Mama lets Bizarro out, and she's like, "Yo,
help him."
Yeah. So he goes and he gets to regulating on Anderson. Like he whoops his ass for a while. Turns out yellow kryptonite is his weakness, though. So he eventually gets taken down, and Anderson kills him. Superman, in the meantime, though, has to save Tal-Rho, so he has to like disintegrate the kryptonite that's inside him, and then take him up to the sun, get him some yellow sunlight, so he can heal up.
So many steps.
Yeah. Eventually, it works though. Superman takes Tal-Rho back to the prison, and they wait to, for them to let Superman back out. Anderson is gone. He's just missing. Superman has been exonerated.
On the road.
Yeah. Superman gets exonerated because they all know that Anderson is fucking nuts. Let's see. And also, Old Man Lane volunteers to lead the manhunt looking for Anderson because he's like, I'm the one that put him in charge when I left. So, like, I got to be part of bringing him in.
I get that. He feels responsible.
Yeah. So you also get the moment with the mayor of the diner. He's talking all his shit about family values and all that kind of stuff. Lois shows up and basically calls him on his bullshit, and everybody in the diner is like, "Oh, yeah, she's right," because
That does sound right.
that's pretty shitty of him to do. Yeah.
Because it is. I respected her stance on it.
Yeah. Let's see. Then Sarah finally goes and she's gonna talk to Kyle. Well, she's gonna talk to Kyle. And let's see. Clark goes to talk to John. He does the scary dad thing. And honestly, I get it. Like when your father is Superman and he could break every bone in your body with his toenail, like you, yeah, he kind of just like, okay, I'll listen to my father here. Anderson finds Allie, and I guess he's just that dumb that he just gives her the pendant.
Bro, he really don't care what happens to the earth, which is crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of Superman and Lois this week. And
I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Capital Fuck.
Yeah. All caps.
And he killed probably one of the only people who could probably stop her.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, that was it for Superman and Lois. And
who's losing?
Hold on.
Oh, I was like, you should do that last. I was like,
I'm not done talking about this yet. I was just gonna say there's also no episode of Superman and Lois next week.
Oh yeah, there is.
Right. So
the one that I looked forward to the most.
Right. Now I'll ask, who's winning this week?
Allie.
Yeah, she got the pendant back, and yeah, I was gonna say Bart though, because Bart had his whole thing happen, and he felt good about himself at the end. He learned like, yo, I don't have to be perfect, but I can still be pretty dope.
If I had to go for a hero, I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I feel like a villain is really has the upper hand, I'm just like, nah, that nigga's winning.
I feel you. Who's losing though?
I would have to say Bizarro.
Yeah, he's dead. So yeah.
He's dead. So we got an RIP this week too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Do not forget you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World. There's also a particular Facebook group for this podcast. Mara, what is that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/group/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
That is right there. And let's see, you can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
Instagram and Twitter, Mara the Shark, MARADASHARK.
All right. Let's see. If you're a wrestling fan, don't forget Smacking It Raw every week. Facebook group for that as well. Facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. I believe that's it though.
Yeah.
We'll catch y'all next week. Till then,
boy,
we out.